Hello everyone out there on the internet, I'm Jack of all trades and we're here for Shingeki No Kyojin Attack on Titan. This is season 4, this is episode 24 of the season, episode 83 of the show overall, Pride. I got Mold regalia back, Mold scout jacket and ODM gear and everything. Feels good to be wearing it again. It took me a while, it took me a trip back and forth across a border this past week to get it. But no, back to one that's a slightly better fit. Apologies if you missed last week's episode. I will have that linked on screen right now to episode 82 Thought, because that didn't perform too well due to me having a late shift at work. Meant that I didn't get a chance to record the episode until later than usual, meaning it uploaded much later than usual. So I know some people have missed that. It's in the corner in the description below if you want to check that out. But anyway, here we are. Pride. So, Annie's back. Connie's gone. So I imagine we're going to be dealing with, because the last episode was called Sunset, which was just to do with that little credits thing, which again we didn't have the outro. We just had the song and a scene of Connie and Falco as Connie's lying to this kid, taking him out to go and feed him to his mother, which is not going to happen. I don't see a version of the story where I don't see a version of the story where Connie's mother is the Jaw Titan. Like, it has to be Falco. So, it comes down to, is Connie going to change his mind? Is Armin and Gabi going to catch up and convince him otherwise? Is something else going to go wrong? We're going to have to wait and see. Hanji's back. Hanji and Levi. Levi is still alive. They've met up with Magath and Peak. Everyone else is still sort of in what's left of Shigashina. But Annie and her old roommate Hitch are riding to Shigashina to meet up with everyone else. Yeah, let's see where this goes. 3, 2, 1, play! Funimation's got their usual wee disclaimer at the start. This is once again my reminder to please keep the comments spoiler free. Everyone's been great on that this whole season. So I'm going to keep saying it just in case anyone here is watching this video for the first time, is watching my channel for the first time, in which case, hi, thanks for watching. You can stick around if you want to. By clicking that wee subscribe button and whatnot, and we're all synced up with the purple flashes. Okay. Oliver. Scout's getting mowed down. Oh. Protecting Levi. Oh, Hanji. Wow. Yeah, big facial wound. Oh, wow! Oh, wow, those scars. Well done, Hanji, sewing them up. Yeah, Pixis is gone, I'm sorry. Wow! Oh, that's a throwback. I totally blanked that was gonna happen. Oh, so did they all was that, like, did it happen just in that brief moment? Okay. And then woke him up. Oh, there goes his trigger fingers. He won't be able to use ODM gear now. Nice. I love Hanji. Hanji is... Yeah, Hanji's my favorite character. I think I've said that before. Peak Finger. Okay, getting a last name for Peak. Just the really loud footprints in the back. Yeah. Right. Oh. Yeah, team up. Okay. I was a little worried there because the footsteps suddenly stopped, but that's just The theme song. Okay. I like the idea that Hanji knows more, they know more about Titans than present-day Marley does. Because, present-day Marley is just their weapons. We have Zeke, we don't... But, like, Hanji knows all these, like, specifics, the weight being off and everything, how to fight them, how Sonian being reacted when kept out of direct sunlight. Whether they know more than Tom Cassava or Saber is hard to say. Given that Cassava had the memories of the Beast Titan and everything and was studying sort of the lore, or at least the history of... I suppose you could say Hanji knows more about the Titans and he knew more about the Eldian Empire, sort of Eldian history. Lose it all. On a fun note, it's still in my bag, I've finished Volume 1 of Attack Junior High, the manga, and I love on Hanji, because you got Hanji's introduction, that they explicitly make a joke of not, continue to treat Hanji as non-binary, not giving away their pronouns or anything. They sort of make a wee gag out of that. It's a wee running thing. It's funny. Pride. Oh. They move so awkwardly. Covering your ears. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to... No one will be able to sleep with this. You'd have to... Given that Connie's mum is one of the more, like, sentient titans as well. Sapient titans, I guess. Being able to talk and everything. Would she want to? Oh, maybe she'll, like, tell him or ask him not to? Oh. Oh, legally she shouldn't know that stuff. Oh. He's just sort of lost without her. Rockco Village. Under a massive tarp. Oh, and keeping her out of direct sunlight as well. Yeah. You've got a ladder. Was he grabbed like brooms? That's his excuse to get him close enough to the mouth? Oh, God, Connie. Ooh. I'm guessing they just didn't stop to sleep then, because there's no way they could have caught up this quickly. Oh, Connie! He doesn't know. Come on, Armin. Thinking of Erwin, what are you gonna do, Armin? No! No way! No! Armin! Don't you do it! No! No, 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 no! You are not sacrificing yourself for this again. This isn't the right thing to... This isn't the right choice. No, what are you doing? The Titan would have done that. Was Armin genuinely willing to there, or was he relying? Yeah, was he relying on Connie to save him? He's saying that if Armin had thought for a moment, he'd have realized that she'd only suffer if he'd thought for a moment. He's speaking this out. Pride. Thing is, with Armin like pushed to the limit as he seems to have been the past few episodes, I could have genuinely seen that happening. Rakugo Village. Again, I will check this out at the end of this reaction, as I always do, so please stick around to see that. Oh. Louise took the scarf. Yeah, because she was present when Mikasa put it down. Creepy fangirling, but okay. This is where that little girl would end up from season 1. I love that outfit Mikasa's got with the coat there. The last of the Rumbling Titans. Is that everyone from... Is that the last of them from... Rose? I guess, or is there still Shigashina? There's the last of them from Shigashina. Is that the last of them from, like, Sina made it this far yet? I was gonna say, who are you? Shut the fuck up, Flock. That we went from that, like, opening theme to this. Okay, I'm glad, Connie's. Is that Annie sat right beside them? Oh my gosh, that reveal! Quickly finish eating and run? You should have seen her eat a donut, Connie, because that was amazing and adorable. Oh, has Hitch been left behind? With a note. I was hoping to see Hitch sort of as more in the action, but okay. Oh. Your gloomy roommate. Well, I need to rewatch those OVAs now. Whoa. Jean's not gonna pull that trigger. And I want more from Yelena, but this might be it. Shit. Is he gonna make Jean do it first? Yeah, basically. I can so see him dying here. Dying for what he believes. 2, 3, 4 shots. All on the ground. Is this the flip? What? Is this the plan? Sapik grabs those 3 and gets away? Right? She grabbed Yelena, Onion Capone, and Jean. And the 4 shots was the signal. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Whew. Enough weapons and food. Okay. And Annie's with them. Are we heading out to chase Eren? And Annie's... Keith? So Keith seeing them go. Shadowy figure looked like they might have been bald. And there's no walls. Oh. Just from being in the mouth. Oh, they're cute. Yeah, cushy life in the interior, all that. Come on, we know Sean. Marco! Oh! Oh! Fuck yes, John. Ah. Okay. Annie waking him up. Oh. Reiner. Oh, kicking him in the face again as well. Eren. To save the world. Oh, and that music sting and Connie at the forefront of that wee group shot. Okay. Okay. What is the plan? How are we going about this? Because... Hypothetically... If Eren's founding titan, or the founding titan, or whatever the fuck, is just, like, holding Zeke in its hand or something? Assuming it has hands, or if Zeke's, like, impaled on one of the spines or something? However the fuck it's carrying Zeke, if we go with that idea. Then possibly all you'd need to do is get Zeke out of physical contact with Eren, right? Then Eren wouldn't be able to use the Founding's power anymore? Although if he's already transformed, are you just fucked and there's nothing you can do? I don't know. That's the only possibility in my head at the moment. Like, I don't know how else we go about this. Oh. I'm definitely gonna need to skim back through this episode. We are still recording? Yes, we are. Okay. Post-credits? Nope, just a preview. Okay, we're not watching that. Right, well, immediately, let's quickly jump to the Attack on Titan wiki for this episode to see if they have the translation up for that little informational card halfway through the episode yet. Last episode was Thaw, this episode is... Well, there's Thaw, then Sunset, then Pride. We do indeed have a translation. Oh, okay. Currently publicly available information, Rakako Village. A village that was deserted after being overrun by Titans. Upon their arrival, the scouts discovered a single Titan with extremely small limbs which made it unable to move. Later, when Titans were being eradicated from the island, former Rakako resident Connie Springer requested for the village to become a Titan observation zone and be left as is. Okay. Huh. Nice. I get the idea that Connie had been visiting his mum for the past 4 years and everything. Because I think we got that just before they rode out to the Battle of Shigashina. I think the night before or something, or maybe the night before or something, Connie like left to go see his mom. Well, I think at the start of Bystander, that might have been actually, he went to do that, and then we had Bystander, and then we had everyone fighting over the meat, and then we had off to Shigashina. Yeah. I think that was the last sort of mention of that. And I remember questioning when we got the flashback to sort of Eren, picking up the ships and everything back in Parody 4 years ago or whatever, as the volunteers and Yelena were arriving, and Yelena's like, oh, the fact that you're out here during the day means that you've probably wiped out all the Titans on the island. And I thought, oh yeah, it'd be a shame if they killed Connie's mother. Here we are. Okay, right. Hanji fixing up Levi, who's still bandaged. Last we saw him, I believe, he's still on that on that wee cart beside McGath at the end of the episode. But they both heard Eren's broadcast, and that sort of woke up Levi. He says that his goal is to kill Zeke. I like that. That is still what Levi is trying to do, because that was his final words to Erwin, was promising to kill the Beast Titan, and he still hasn't managed it yet. So I like that that's this thing that's still driving him. Oh, interesting angle. Probably not correct. There was the idea presented that the Ackermans were meant to sort of not imprint, but like connect with the king. Have that moment of surging strength and everything with the king, and sort of serve to protect him and everything. And that it went wrong that because Mikasa was an Ackerman not raised in the vicinity of the royals or anything, when that moment happened, she was with Eren, and thus she's been protecting Eren this whole time. The idea was presented that perhaps that's with Levi, that his sort of moment. I mean, Kenny's was seemingly with Uri, with the royals anyway. You could argue. And then Levi, the general consensus seems to be, if such a moment happened with him, which seemingly it did, he sort of has been protecting and fighting for serving Erwin. Which, taking away the whole sort of angle Eren had in that of like, hating Mikasa because she's a slave to him and all that. Taking away that angle of just, I'm really strong and this is the person that I care about most in the world. And that sort of in a wee bit of overdrive. I like that as a potential idea to this. But again, if it is just Levi being like, this was my best friend and this was what I promised him to do as the last thing before he rode out and died at this thing's hands, he's gonna kill this thing. McGaff suggesting, hey, why don't we just shoot you? And they're like, or you could just listen to us and, And I like Levi giving him the choice there. Like, you could shoot me or you could listen. Just makes me think of the female Titan arc, with him giving Eren the choice of, you could transform or you could trust me. So, violence, trust me. Violence, trust me. I like how this little Connie thing was handled, in that it felt a bit like a diversion from the story. In that the rumbling has happened, we need to do something, but Connie, driven by emotions, and as he says in this episode, Armin, you're the smart one. You could never understand what it's like to be an idiot making these decisions. But Connie's, I can save my mom. I've been tormented by this for years now, and I can save her. I can get her back. The last person in my family. He's lost Sasha already as well, who he saw as basically a sibling. That he's lost the people closest to him, and he has the chance to get one of them back, and he's gonna take it. When Falco recognized this as Ragako Village, my brain went, oh shit. Like, does he remember this from Ymir back in Season 2? But Ymir never came here in Season 2, so... But Connie, narrows his eyes and the music builds. And we get that smile. Thankfully, the others show up. Connie holds him hostage and everything. I know that's the line. I know all wouldn't understand how idiots work. Falco having no idea what Gabby's on about. Talking about using the Jaws power. Armin remembering Erwin as his last message to Gabby to please forgive Connie for what he's trying to do. And then Armin seemingly, fully just ready to off himself here and have Connie's mother become the Colossal Titan. But he jumps, Connie goes in to save him. Oh, okay, and Gabi sort of telling Falco everything. That's Falco sort of crying, kneeling with her. But Colt's dead. Okay, they're dealing with that while Armin and Connie deal with this. If you thought for a second, you'd know that it'd only make her suffer. Yeah. It's a good way to have him talk this out. And I just noticed the time in the background still, the eyes on Connie. So like we had this the rumbling is happening. Connie did this thing that was irrational and emotional and everything, which we now, oh fuck, now I have to deal with this. But it doesn't take long to deal with. It's satisfying, it's well done. It was really tense for a moment. And now we're continuing with and having Connie be the one to say it at the end of the I think it's a key thing to have Connie be the one to say it at the end of the episode. Because otherwise it's like, well, you thwarted my plan. Okay, I've come around on this. And just have Connie be a part of the team and everything. But to have Connie be the one making this decision at the start, come around on it, and then at the end be the one to say that we're going to save the world line. Great. Flock still very much leading the Jaegerists and everything. People celebrating in the streets, still chanting Shinzo Sasageo, yeah. I'm glad that I spotted Annie right before. I think it's because the animator so properly like eating. If she had just been like a still image and just the mouth moving for chewing or something, I might not have picked up on it. But I was drawn there. And then the moment that Armin mentions is likely Annie has, which startles her, and they immediately recognize her. Flock's public execution of Yelena and Onyankopon. I'm glad they both are sticking around. Seemingly, I don't know. I guess we're not going to see the rest of the volunteers after this point. While of the sort of the volunteers in the white shirts, black jackets, Yelena and Yankopon are going to be sort of our last two. I'm assuming the rest have been executed already. At the rate Flock's been shooting people in the head anyway. There was that first shot, and the time it took for the second shot. I'm like, oh, we killed them both. And then a third, and then a fourth. It's like, what the fuck just happened? It's a signal. And Peak just charges through to grab them. I assume the idea was that this would make it look like having Jean sort of shout Flock and push him out of the way, that it's like, oh, Jean sacrificed himself to save you or whatever. But nah, he's caught on. I like that Mikasa was his main concern there, realizing she's not present, that something's up. So we head out with the carts. Who is watching from the window? I like that Annie's still wearing the MP cape as well. Someone with like a darker jacket and a white shirt. So that could be like a volunteer. So it could be like, well, no, it's not Yankopon because he's with Peak. It could be one of the volunteers. My guess is still it's Shadis, but why are we keeping that a secret? You know? Yeah. Okay, I'll need to pull this up on screen. I'm going to up the brightness a bit as well. Yeah, you can see the emblem on the back, and it looks to be just the two crossed swords because it's just a line going to the far corner. So I think I'm sticking with this being Shadis then. Keith's still alive, you know. I'm not sure for how much longer. Hopefully to the end. I'd love for him to still, the bystander, still think he's not special and everything right to the end. It'd be cool to even just see to later see an alternate angle on this moment. Whereas him seeing, his students. Sure, Annie had already undergone formal military training and everything and was here to wipe you all out. It's his kids, it's more of his cadets and everything heading out to save the world. I like that he watches that. But no, so they head out with the carts to then go and pick up Reiner. Meanwhile, I love Hanji asking here, The card Titan can stay a Titan for months, right? Don't you brush your teeth? And Pete just, that's a rude thing to ask a lady, but yeah, the idea that's what's on Hanji's mind at the moment, you know? Still just more questions about Titans. This is the stuff Hanji thinks about, and I love them so much for that. I think even in Attack Junior High and in the Attack Junior High anime adaptation as well, which I do want to cover. I think I might do some videos sort of going over that once we finish this season. Just to keep Attack on Titan going that little bit longer, you know? When Hanji's introduced in that, they just have this jar of Titan toenails. Titan toenail clippings. I think later they offer Levi, like in exchange for a cake or something, a ball of Titan belly button lint. So, Hanji asking questions about how Titans brush their teeth, you know? For months on end. I assume it's a reference to the Titan, but it's a fair point about, you know, Peek in there as well. What about her teeth? I have more questions now. The Levi and specifically Magath wants Jelena alive. Curious why Magath wants her alive, but also it's like, I'm glad we didn't kill Yelena there. So we can see what she's gonna do now. Because unlikely Zeke's dead, as we established. Like, to use the Founder will still need like contact with a Royal Titan and all that, with royal blood. So, what's Yelena gonna do now? In what way is she strategically useful? You know. I have to wait for next episode. But Annie kicking Reiner in the face to wake him up again, and I assume we've debriefed Annie on what happens with Bertolt and all. I'd have liked to see that, but I assume that she's up to date with that. And a great hero team shot. This is our unit. I assume we're going to meet up with Jean and Magath and Hanji and Peek and Onyan Capone and Yelena. But we go sort of our A team and our B team. And then, yeah, the outro. Right. Well, that was episode 24. Wow. Yeah. Not much more to say on this episode. Another great one. I'm glad as I said, I'm glad we got the Connie stuff dealt with. Not that I didn't like it, just that I didn't want it to draw too much focus. I think it got the perfect amount of screen time. No complaints. Right. With that said, I am Jack of all trades, and I'm going to start editing this to get this out a lot faster than before. I've been Jack of all trades. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye.